I tried to talk to my little sister about global warming. Naturally, she replied with her patented shoulder shrug and neck twist. And I'm like, that's okay, sis, I saw that one coming. I asked her to have a seat. I said, me, being your big brother, should take this opportunity to explain something that you need to know about. Global warming is the emission and absorption of infrared radiation and greenhouse gases being trapped beneath the Earth's lower atmosphere, causing ice caps to collapse and sink back into ocean waters. I asked her, does she have any questions? Now, she looking at me like I'm an expert. She don't know I got most of my facts off of Wikipedia. But I'm like, sis, look, all I know is this. Water levels are rising, temperature is rising, and gas prices was rising so high, I was forced to walk to work in my bathing suit with dirty piss water to my knees. But although Mother Earth was overheating, all I kept thinking about was her. Despite our planet generating heat wave after heat wave, she seems to keep growing colder. So maybe my little sister is just immune to global warming. It can be 50 degrees in San Francisco and she'll still walk out in a tube top and short shorts I think should be illegal. I'm like, no, she already knows. She thinks she's 13 going on 30. My little sister's the only natural disaster I've ever known. 2, descendants from the same patriarchal lineage, yet we're exact opposites. When I was born, I was a PK, a preacher's kid, the son of a charismatic preacher man that God spoke through on Sundays. Now, Monday was a different story, but that's a whole nother poem. She was the illegitimate child of a fornicating pastor with 2 kids and a wife, whose mistress held the definition of sin in her uterus. My sister laid in her mother's womb like a volcano, waiting to erupt and destroy my family. At 4 years old, she was diagnosed with epilepsy. Her body quakes like tectonic plates shifting, creating cracks beneath my skin that grow deeper with every convulsion. At 5, she was forced into foster care. I remember that night because she cried hurricanes that left my home broken. At 12 years old, my sister was caught with 6 sacks of marijuana in her backpack, and she tells me to relax. She says, big brother, that's just me going green. The well-being of our planet is the last thing on her mind, and honestly, I can't blame her. She tells me her block was hot way before she heard of global warming, and even if the temperature lowers, where she lives in East Oakland, on the corner of 80th and International Boulevard, the homicide rate still rises. I try telling her it's all connected, except she can't see the connections with her neighborhoods being infested with liquor stores, or that she's been plucked from her gardens of Eden, forced to plant her roots in the city slums. She's 13, but when she steps out of her side of her door, she must not only steer clear of stray bullets, but she faces the wrath of an angry planet. A parent unlike any other, the only mother we've ever shared. Now, Mother Earth, don't get me wrong, because I care about you. Almost as much as every other artist, poet, activist, environmentalist, and any other subcategory for humans that care for this world. Because I'm down with Captain Planet. And with all powers combined, we can fight this pollution. I traded my gas-guzzling vehicle for an electric car. We can all adopt Mr. Al Gore's policies despite their obvious logical fallacies, and I pledge to do my best to recycle, pay my bills online, use fluorescent light bulbs. I'll keep an inconvenient truth on my iPod and show anybody that wants to listen. But when it comes to my prayer list, my little sis still comes first. She is my blood, the flesh of my flesh, and I want her to know that she is anything except just another one of your natural disasters. So with all due respect, Mom, although you are my planet, she is my world. Thank you so much.
My name is Hodari Davis. I'm the National Program Director for Youth Speaks. Obviously, we use spoken word to teach literacy. We have a campaign to partner with the Golden Gate Institute. Our goal is to bring these young poets, we have about 24 of them around the country, through a national contest that we partner with the Redford Center and the U.S. Green Building Council. And really the goal is simple. It's to provide messaging for the green movement to communities that are often left out of the conversation. And is also provide messaging for the communities left out of the conversation to the green movement. Yeah? Very simple. We'd love to speak with any of you. And I'm going to bring up someone who's much more articulate and talented at speaking to this issue than myself, Ms. Lauren Whitehead. Thank you.
I really want to thank the Institute at the Golden Gate for having us here and for allowing us to just be a part of the conversation. I'll tell you, a lot of stuff went over my head, but I took notes. I'll study later and I'll learn something. Scientists, forgive me because I'm talking about some stuff I don't really know about, okay? This is how a downburst works. There is a cloud called cumulonimbus. It's the kind of cloud that makes funny shapes of bunnies and bears against the backdrop of blue sky, the kind of cloud that ever amplifies, gathering particles as it builds, becoming charged in its belly, brewing, waiting to rain. Now, when this cloud spreads big along a cold front, it creates within itself a pocket of chilled air, and this pocket grows heavy as the pockets of people who previously owned other people they used to pick their cotton. And some things are so heavy they must fall through. Thus, this pocket, heavy as the heart of a stolen man's closest kin, is destined, like God, to descend upon the earth. Fall, rather, gracefully, flatten all it touches, create a crop circle or a crater, take custody of all the living beings once standing tall beneath it. This is catastrophe at the clap of a hand. This is breezes sent at hurricane speeds in all directions, all around themselves, creating horizontal vortices or dizzying things for humans like you and me to look into. This is the omniscient eye of our Maker. This weather, this deity even atheists can't deny. She has lungs heaving, holding enough gust to rip sequoias from the roots, snatch planes from the sky, crumple cars like aluminum soda cans for the recycling bin. It may have been one fleeting downwind, one bad day for our Earth Mother, one straight line blast to wipe the dinosaurs clean. And so I imagine as targets we humans must look pretty easy, what with our thin skin and small frames, lack of hair and chattering teeth. Have you ever seen the moon harvesting? Sitting low and orange in the horizon, how it makes miniature even the largest of man. This is a language we cannot fully understand. And yet we humans, we think if we wear hemp and drive hybrids, buy green and live as islands, that she cannot reach us. And though she is all who feeds us and finds us water, tropospheric air to breathe, the truth is she never needed us to teach her how to spin. And it's a miracle that we have come this far when we keep car exhausting her, keep uprooting her gardens to build prisons, keep taking our hour-long showers and making machines, keep cloning her sheep. And this woman who in her old hands holds prerogative has a body that is plumping as we keep dumping the remains of burnt buildings and bodies and barbed wire to the bottom of her tributaries. What makes us think she is not yet angry? What makes us think she is not yet fed up? That we keep turning our cold shoulders against her rounded back, keep carving knives of her ivory, keep her strung out on all of this plastic. This is a recipe for disaster, for catastrophe at the clap of a hand. What makes us think we are not a species in danger of meeting our end? That she cannot scratch us off the planet like so much wet moss on a rock. How can we survive if she does not want us to? This smog is a thickening thing. And some attitudes are sickening me, and this earth is sinking under our pressure, and I know God is the weather, so I pray to the wind nightly, call her calmly and know my place, take careful note of the balancing act of wind and pressure, neutron and physics. Know this existence is a gift, not a coincidence. Remember how defenseless we be against a woman unyielding, speaking a language that we cannot speak, spun in hurricane tongues and tornado teeth, 46 twisters in a Midwest weekend, a river in Mississippi flooding, overrunning. There is asthma in my unborn belly. I think it's time we claim these fault lines. How can we not drop to our knees in repentance, beg to be humbled, begged to be forgiven? Because this particular Sunday, the hills in the West Coast are burning and the penguins have little landscape left to tread in. It's a hot day in June in seldom sunny San Francisco, and in the civic center streets, the plastic bags from our groceries are blowing like dust bunnies and ATM receipts flipping like so much confetti. And the smoke from the fire, it's all ablaze, blurring what is left of the already scattered sun rays. And to me, this is the vision of apocalypse or Armageddon, some vision of when the hominids meet their end. And I know that the blood is on my hands, so I don't claim to be no prophet, don't know much about physics or systems, don't know much how to speak scientifically about epic themes like daylight or global warming, but I do know how a downburst works. And that we must be begging for a storm of some sort, an old-fashioned wind cleansing to clear the head, because I have felt the wrath of a whip in some life gone past, and this is not a joke. This is not a game. It is a system that we must change, because Earth is a woman fed up. And quick as a whiplash, she will remind us exactly who is in charge. Thank you.